Hi there, it's Chris from Sallyforth. Thank you for joining me for another one of my painting stroke review videos. Today I'm going to be taking a look at some of the figures that Wargames Atlantic did for the Gangs of Rome game. Okay, I've been playing that for several years, first edition, second edition. It's a great game based on gang fights in ancient Rome. But more recently, Wargames Atlantic have also collaborated to produce a game called Guards of Traitors Toll. And this is kind of looking at crime from the other perspective, where the players are playing the town guardsmen, and they're sort of going around the board trying to help out citizens and to clear up crime in their area. So as I'm a big fan of Rome, I like both of those games. My favourite author is Lindsay Davis. She writes a fantastic set of novels, 20 books in total, set in first century Rome, Vespasian's Rome, and this follows the career of a detective, a sort of first century gumshoe called Forco, who goes around solving crime in ancient Rome. So I'm also looking to do some pulp alley detective style games set in Rome. So what I really wanted was more Roman citizens who look like they're not gang members, who look like they're just normal guys going around sort of doing their job. So what I'm going to be doing in this video is taking one of the Wargames Atlantic Roman citizen sprues, and to be honest, I'm just using really from my bits box some of the pieces that have been left over from putting together some of the fantasy townsfolk. And what I'm looking to do is to put together some Roman citizens who look less like gang members and more like sort of people going around their work. So we'll have a look at both of the sprues that we're using, the Roman citizens and the fantasy townsfolk. As usual, so step by step, how I painted my figures, and from them you'll be able to see that I'm basically using the bodies and the heads from the Romans and the arms from the fantasy townsfolk. And then we'll have a 360-degree spin so you can see how they turned out. These are the 5 kit bashed Gangs of Rome with fantasy citizen parts to make them look a bit more like civilians, so not gang members, just members of the public who are going about working, doing their daily business. So yeah, I think that the fantasy townsfolk parts work quite well. They give some added variety. I can understand that the gangs of Rome, that the citizens of Rome was brought out to support Gangs of Rome, so the figures on the sprue are more kind of active, dynamic in fighty sort of poses. Yeah, I wanted some citizens. I'm happy with how they've turned out. I mounted them on Renadra flagstone bases to match in with my cobblestone terrain. I hope that you found that useful. Maybe it will give you some inspiration to do a bit of kit bashing with these 2 excellent Wargames Atlantic kits yourself. If you liked it, please give us a like, subscribe to the channel, and sort of share the link with any of your gaming groups or buddies.